You have something special. You have greatness in you. I want you to like this page and share it. I have a short message for you that I'd like to share with you. And I want you to call your friends who are positive, or people who have goals and dreams, or someone who's been laid off, or someone who's on the verge of being laid off, or somebody who's decided, I believe I'm meant for more. I want to do something else. I want you to like this page and share it, because I have a message of 3 steps of how to begin to live an exceptional life. I want you to spread the word. I believe that one of the things that's very important, not only must we have mental resiliency in pursuing our goals and dreams, and we must have strategic relationships, and we must be effective communicators, but also there's a sense of daringness that we must have. And I thought about a quote by Helen Keller, and she said, "Life is a daring adventure or it's boring." Now, here's a person who was blind and deaf and could not talk. And she said, after someone helped her to find her voice, she said, "Life is a daring adventure or it's boring." And what we know is, my business partner, Jerry Jackson, says life has no duplicate. Only 4% of Americans fly out of the country. Only 4% visit other countries. And as a kid going on Miami Beach with my mother, I mean, she's working for wealthy families and looking at all the wealth. And we live near the airport, and seeing those big planes, I always visualize myself being on those planes. You're a kid, you just have this big imagination. We must become as little children. And right now, I see a lot of people that's being intimidated, that's fearful because of the climate that we're in. It's very distracting and toxic and divisive, and all kinds of things are happening, where various people trying to roll back the progress that many of us have made. But in the midst of all of this, we have a choice. And this is for those of you that understand that it doesn't really matter what happens in life to you. What matters most is what you do about it. That's what matters most. And I talk about this from a place of power. I'm 81. I was born in the segregated South, where the whole culture was designed to destroy your sense of self, inhumane culture, and destroy your desire to dream. Remember the book Invisible Man. The impulse to dream has been beaten out of me through the experiences of life. And Ralph Ellison, he said, I couldn't even dream anymore because of all the things that have happened to me. And we're living in an incredible time that we have the tools and access to information, infinite information that we have never had before. And so this is a time not to focus on the reality of what we see right now. We have to call forth those things that be not. Come on, somebody. Well, we have to not be intimidated by artificial intelligence. But I heard something the other day that AI stands for original intelligence. Come on, somebody. Well, that'll preach. Original intelligence. You have original intelligence. You have lived experiences. You've gone through some stuff. You've seen some stuff that Claude, that Chat GPT, that Perplexity, and all of those other instruments have never seen. So don't underestimate yourself. And so I want you to think about a goal and dream that you have, because this thing called life is a journey. And I want you to have a vision of yourself beyond your comfort zone. Why, Les? Because that's how you discover the real you. There's two of us. There's the part of us that's been programmed by the world. But there's another dimension, another part of us that as we develop, as we go beyond our comfort zone, there's a part of us, when you go beyond your comfort zone, you have to leave part of you behind. Certain thinking, certain behavior, certain people, they're off limits because it's out of alignment with who you are and what you're reaching for. And so I want you to think about that so that you can rob the cemetery of your greatness. You got greatness. You're born for greatness. You're made in the likeness and image of God. It doesn't get any better than that. So as you think about something that you want to do, whatever that is, and mine, let me tell you a major goal that I'm determined before the year is out. I'll be off all the medication that I've been on. I'm determined. They don't tell me anything about what it's doing, how it's affecting me. Is it conflicting with the herbs and things that I'm taking? No, my numbers are improving. I've kicked cancer's butt. So no, I want to do something else. See, sometimes you got to get upset with yourself. You ever done that? I've had experiences like that where I had arguments with myself saying, come on, man, what's wrong with you? You're better than this. Have you ever done that? Let me see some flames. I can see your messages over here on the side. And that's why I had to leave Miami. I just said, I don't need this. I want to do something else. I want to travel. I want to see the world. I want to do something that's beyond Miami, Good Bread Alley, and Bucket the Blood. I want to go someplace else and experience things. Now, let me share something with you. I want you to have a vision of yourself doing something beyond that which you are already doing. And don't rule it out for yourself. And don't go to your mind about how I'm going to do it. No, listen to your heart. Because when there's an argument between your mind and your heart, follow your heart. See, the mind has been conditioned to be practical and to be logical and to be realistic. And so for 14 years, that's what I listened to. I listened to my mind. Les Brown, what are you talking about being a speaker? If you want to help people, become a preacher. I didn't want to become a preacher, but that's the number one occupation that African-American males have. We have more preachers than anybody, more churches than anybody, and the highest poverty rate, and the highest crime rate, and the highest unemployment rate. I didn't want to do that. Insanity is doing the same thing in the same way, expecting a different outcome. I wanted to go to a place where I can learn skills and talents and abilities that will break me out of the situation where I was living. Working on jobs, they paid me just enough to keep me from quitting, and I worked just hard enough to keep from getting fired. Then I came to a place of myself when going to seminars and workshops with a guy that I worked for, and I heard this guy speak and say, provide more service than you get paid for. And so I started doing that. I remember people around me say, why are you working so hard for them? I said, it's not them. I'm developing myself. So I got into radio. I was a disc jockey, program director, community activist, music director, production director, did commercials, did editorials. I did it all. Why? I was developing all of me. This is a time that you don't want to rest on your laurels. You don't even know what you can do. You don't know enough about yourself to be a critic or to be a cynic about the possibilities of you. Don't rule nothing out. I'm telling you, I've seen some stuff. You've been on the planet for 8 decades, 81. I've seen some stuff to confirm that I know what I'm talking about. I don't believe this. I know this. And I'm saying to you, there's some things in you that you can do. Don't take them to the cemetery. Start listening to your heart. The heart has not been conditioned to be logical and practical and realistic. The heart will not rule out that other dimension of yourself that you're supposed to experience, that you were deployed to be here to do and to leave on the planet. And so once you find that goal and that dream that you want, I want you to write this down. You got to be hungry. What are you talking about? I was hungry. I didn't have any money. I had this goal and this dream, and I wanted to speak for corporations and organizations around the country, and no education, and plus if they did any investigation of me, they would find out that I was really challenged in my background. I'll never forget when I was flown to Sweden by Nevada's pharmaceutical company. And I had gotten this contract to train doctors how to communicate with their patients to increase their taking of their hypertension medication. And after I finished my presentation, got a standing ovation, a person raised their hand and says, "Dr. Brown, may we ask you a question, please?" And so the host stood up and said, he's not a doctor. And in fact, he was labeled educable mentally retarded and put back from the 5th grade to the 4th grade and failed again in the 8th grade. He said, "He's not a doctor? No. How does he know so much about us and our profession?" And the lady said, "That's why we brought him. He did the research. He interviewed over 51 doctors about their practice. Did they know when a patient was going to be compliant? The ones that will take the medication and the ones that will throw it in the trash can. And of all the people that did a presentation, he was the only one that wasn't a doctor there, and he got the contract because he did his homework." And so I didn't know I had the ability to do that. But I decided to take a chance. I said, "This would be interesting." And I've said this thing called life, it's about taking some risk. Viscott said, if you're not willing to risk, you cannot grow. And if you cannot grow, you can't become your best. And if you can't become your best, then what else is there? So decide, what is it as you look at yourself, look at your goals and dreams? What is it that you've said no to, that you ruled out for you? Come on, I don't know how to do it. So figure it out. All of us were born the same way, dumb, naked, and speechless. We learn. Figure it out. Don't use that as an excuse. This is a time that we have to learn. This is a time, as Peter Drucker said, we must be willing to unlearn, because what we know now is obsolete. It won't serve us now. We must unlearn, learn, and relearn. It's a continuous, ongoing process. And I'm saying something else here, is that you owe it to you and your family and your children, if you have any, but most of all to humanity. You're here for a reason. You were chosen. You're still here because of God's grace and mercy. The reason I'm speaking to you now, that I look back at my life, and there for many years I was just stone crazy. just out of my mind, because I didn't know this guy existed, this Les Brown that you now see. But I had a friend, and he's still my friend, Mike Williams. I want you to get his book called The Road to Your Best Self, who saw me through all the craziness. So find something. And here's what I can tell you. When you make the commitment to do it, things will happen for you. Doors will open that you did not see. People will show up for you. But before that, you're going to get some pushback. Life is going to test you. Oh, you got a dream? Let's find out how serious you are. Life will test you. And most people, 95% of people, turn around and run when the test comes, when they lose their job, or the marriage goes south, or the children start going crazy, or they run out of money, or somebody ripped them off. And they decide, no, I think I'll be average. No, I'm going to follow the crowd, become a cynic, or sit around on the couch and watch Netflix and talk to my friends about who's going to make it in the playoffs. Yeah. Somebody called me, "Are you watching the game?" I don't see myself in it. Why would I watch it? I don't see myself playing basketball. I'm working on the game of life, my game. I'm 81. I'm not through yet. I got some more stuff in me. I owe God and I owe humanity for the time that I was not actively engaged in producing and being creative and making things happen. I've come through fourth stage cancer. You think he brought me through that just to sit around and talk about nothing and be around people with no goals and dreams? No. I ain't watching no game, but go ahead. I like it when Seth plays. I like those free throws. Come on. I mean, those threes, that boy, that's a bad boy, dog. There's anointing there. That boy got the Holy Ghost. Okay, Seth? Oh, come on. Come on now. He's from another planet. And Wimby, come on, that boy. Woo! Yeah, I glance at him sometimes, but I can't spend no hours looking at that. I've got things to do. I want you to write this down. Prioritize what matters. Do this. I call someone, and I'm sure you've had this experience, that I've done a lot for and ask, hey, I need some help on something. It's okay, I'm busy, but I'll get to it. And finally, and this is not the first time, they didn't. And this quote came to me. And sometimes we hear something and it's so good, we just go past it. Write this down and honor it. Read it 3 times. Get it in your psyche. Don't make somebody a priority who's made you an option. I'm not going to answer no more phone calls. No. See, there are people who are always there when they need you. See, part of being 81 is that you begin to look back at life and see some of the mistakes that you've made and time that you've wasted with people that weren't worth it. They weren't worth it. They're not on your team. They're not for you. When are you going to face it? I like what Ian Levant said. Give to yourself until your cup runneth over, and then give to others from the overflow. And I want to attach an amendment to that. I'm a former state legislator. Give to others from the overflow who are worthy. Everybody's not worthy of your stuff. You got to prioritize who you give to. Don't be the go-to person for people you can't go to. So as your goal and dream, find something that it's fun for you, but hard work for others. Speaking for me, it's fun for me. But there are a lot of people speaking it's frightening. In channeling, it used to be frightening for me too, but I was willing to invest in myself. I was willing to be trained, and I was willing to put in the work. And this is where we are. People have to pivot. They have to find something that's got their name on it. And they must be willing to invest in themselves and learn a new skill. We're not being replaced by artificial intelligence. Your skills are being replaced. So you got to develop another skill. This is a time, your mindset, how you see this stuff. It's a blessing in life. And you're going to be faced with a series of God-ordained opportunities, brilliantly disguised as problems and challenges. This is going to push you to go into business for yourself. This is going to push you to do for self. This is going to push you to discover a part of yourself that you don't know right now. This is going to give birth to a dream and a business in you, writing books and producing things that people need. This is going to open up your mind. There's some of you that you wish you would get fired right now because you have outgrown that place. You're only there now to pay the bills. And you know that there's something else to survive, but you want to live. As the young folks say, do you feel me? Come on, let me see some flames on me. I can't see. I can't read the comments with my Walgreens glasses. Okay. But listen, This is a time to be creative. It's not a time to have conversations about what's going on. And within 2 to 3 years, over 80% of jobs will be gone. So we have the ability with infinite information available in our fingertips and our phones to create our own economy. We have the ability to do that. If you think about Frederick Douglass, Booker T. Washington, and the thousands of inventors, African Americans who were enslaved. Just think about that. And they still did some incredible things in spite of that. Think about that. I remember I heard a man crying, help me, somebody, in the horn blowing. And mama, we're living in Miami. She ran to the window and she pulled the shades down and said, y'all go in the room. You know, I'm the nosy one. And as soon as she went down the hall to tell Margaret Ann, I ran to another window to look and see. This around election time. And some Klan members had strapped a black man on the front of the car. He had been tarred and feathered. And they were blinking their lights as they drove through Overtown to discourage us from going out to vote. I'm looking like that. I'm a kid. Oh my God. And he said, somebody please help me. Help me. And during this time, there's no such thing as police brutality. During this time, the law said black man has no rights in which a white man has to respect. During this time, we had to sit to the back of the bus. During this time, we couldn't use public restrooms. During this time, you couldn't go down to Walgreens as we go now without thinking. This kind of environment that came out of it. But in spite of all that, I had a dream. And there are those of you that are watching me now that have gone through some stuff and in some stuff now, but you still have a dream. It's in you. You showed up with it. You were chosen to be here. In spite of all the madness, in spite of all the craziness, every day there's something. Every day there's something crazy. But in the midst of that, what's most important is though there's a few, the road to life is straight and narrow, and few there be that find it. The few are focused. I was focused on getting out of Miami. I was focused on finding something that I can do that I felt good about doing it. It was fun for me. It was not work. I never work as a speaker. I love doing this. And I chose this because it had my name on it. But I could do a variety of things. I used to manage entertainment groups. I used to have my own nightclub, Jamaica Club in Columbus, Ohio. And the Pink Pussycat Lounge and the Utopia Club. I used to be involved in the nightclub business, baby. Yeah, these are my pre-save years, okay? I remember Al Green's first song, Backup Train, the OJs, Stand In for Love. Come on now. And of course, Gladys, the Midnight Train. I used to be the conductor. Oh, behave. Wait a minute. Perhaps it's a celebration of her birthday yesterday. Yes. Happy birthday, Shorty. I used to call her Shorty. She could run too. But listen, life is for living and for laughing and for loving and having a passion and a purpose that turns you on, that you feel it in your bones. I ain't playing with you. You're listening to me because what's in me is in you. And you know I'm right. You don't believe it, you know it. You can feel it. Because you know what I've done, you can do plus more. And if you don't know, if you're not familiar with me, I'm Mamie Brown's baby boy and Dorothy Bell Rucker's pride and joy. I got 2 mothers, and I'm not ashamed. I got 2 mothers, and I love them just the same. Just check me on YouTube. Just go there. Les Brown speaking in the Georgia Dome, or Les Brown, it's possible. Yeah, you see me. I can get the butter from the duck when I get a microphone. I'm telling you what I know. And I learn. I spent a whole day with Maya Angelou, and I said to her, "What a gifted communicator you are." And she said, "I get angry when people tell me I'm a gifted communicator." And I said, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. Why would you get angry? You are a very great communicator." And she said, "Show me a gifted heart surgeon." Whoa, I got quiet. She said, "I've worked at this. You see these books around here? I've read those books. I worked at this. When I wrote the book, I know why the caged bird sings. When I was raped and my relatives and neighbors found the man who did it and they killed him, and I went into a catatonic state and lost my voice. Now, when I wrote that, I know why the caged bird sings. I wrote that from my truth. Well, she was an incredible woman, incredible spirit and soul. She blessed us for years. And you're incredible too. Don't let your past mistakes define you. No, I made so many mistakes. Your failures are just a stepping stone to the next greatest expression of yourself. It builds your character. Nobody's ever done anything without failing. You're meant for more. You have greatness in you. And our children are watching us. They're watching us. And we owe it to them and generations yet unborn to stand in our power, to go and discover that which we have within us, why we were chosen for this point in time, and why we're still here because of God's grace and mercy, and decide not to just leave here quietly. No, make your mark. Create a blueprint of what you're going to do with the time that you have left. That's what I'm doing. And listen, something else I'm doing. There's so much negative stuff out here. I have a magazine we have created that and this is not an infomercial, we're giving it away. I hate these things. Oh, we're going to do this for you free. And then they sell you something. No, I don't need your money. I'm fine. God is taking care of me. I'm cancer free, I'm debt free, and drama free. Oh, behave. And so we have this magazine called hungrytospeak.com. Go to the website hungrytospeak.com, and it's a digital magazine, and we put motivational messages in there that you haven't even seen. Some online you've seen, but it takes you through a process. One, to discover who you are, self-awareness. Two, to increase your sense of worthiness, self-worthiness. Three, increase your commitment to become actively involved in pursuing the next greatest version of yourself. It unleashes the hunger in you to pursue your dreams. And when you listen to this on a regular basis, why? Oh, I've heard a lot of this stuff, you've done it. Listen until you're producing the results. That's what I did. I listened over and over and over again until it went from my conscious mind to my subconscious mind to my heart. And every day I turn off the news, I turn off the television, turn off anything that was not directing my thinking. We've gone through 12 years of indoctrination, groomed to get a job, that now 40% of Harvard graduates are moving back home. It's not a job market now. There's some jobs out there, but you want to be in control of your own destiny. And you have it like that. And with access to information, just think about Frederick Douglass. He was beaten within an inch of his life. Frederick Douglass, an incredible abolitionist and great orator. He said, why help a man stand to his feet if he doesn't have enough gumption to lock his knees? His head will hit the pavement. That beat him, his slave master caught his wife teaching Frederick Douglass how to read and beat him within an inch of his life. And the slave master said, don't ever teach a slave how to read. And she said, why? Well, just teach him how to read. Said, once a slave know how to read, he'll never be happy being a slave. We live in a country where you would be lynched for learning how to read. Lynched, hung for learning how to read or trying to vote. That's how powerful your knowledge is. Why we can do things now and because of access that we have. Doesn't matter whatever they do. Oh no, we are the descendants of the ones that would not die. No, we were born for this time. We have everything we need. We're all we got, and we're all we need. Come on, somebody. Yes, yes, yes. And so when you take the time, and most people won't do this, and please hear me on this. Don't try and convince people who are not in the mindset. I heard 50 Cent say something, and I took exception to it, but I agree now. He said, most people are not built for success. He is absolutely right. They'll do anything rather than do the right thing that will liberate them from living an average life, that will liberate them from living a restricted life that they complain about all the time. I'm reminded of a guy was walking by this porch where some people sitting on a porch, and there was a dog on the porch, and he was moaning and groaning. And the guy was curious. He came back and said, whose dog is this? And the guy said, mine. He said, why is your dog moaning and groaning? Is he sick? He said, no. Then why is he moaning and groaning? He said, he's laying on a nail. He said, well, then why won't he get up? And he said, because it's not hurting bad enough for him to get up. So he moans and groans. How many people do you know, like I know, who moan and groan about the job that they're on, who moan and groan in a relationship where they're dying together rather than living together, who moan and groan about the cost of groceries and the cost of gas, and they're not developing a new skill set to pivot and to reinvent themselves and develop their creative nature in them to live from a place of dominion, but they want to live from a place of moaning and groaning. Oh, he fired up today, honey. I don't know what happened. Somebody must have put some hot pepper on a fork and gave it to Les Brown. He's on fire today, baby. I'm telling you, this is no time for moaning and groaning. This is a time for us to work. Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established, and all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. You have something special. You have greatness in you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah. And listen, I want you to go to right now. Do me a favor. If you appreciated what I've just shared with you, I want you to go to hungrytospeak.com. I got this digital magazine. My son, John Leslie, boy, he is a creative genius. He loves this AI. I call it original intelligence. and he created this digital magazine that you read, but you also hear my voice. You'll see my videos. and you're going to learn some things. It's going to be a very good instrument for you to use. So go to hungertospeak.com and download this digital magazine. I'm very proud of him, and it's just been so exciting working with him. You have something for me? Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you said you. It's time for you to stop now. Okay. Well, anyhow, here's a quote that I want you to think about. I love this quote. Leo Tolstoy, he was a Russian author. He said, as I face inevitable death, what in the meaning and purpose of my life that will not be undone or destroyed when I'm gone? And I believe there are those of you that are listening to me who've decided that you want to live a life that will outlive you, who've decided that you want to build a legacy, who've decided that your life blueprint, after you're gone, the stories and the impact of your life will go into the future. That's what I'm working on. You have something special. You have greatness in you. This has been Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy and Dorothy Bell Ruckers from Gainesville, Georgia. Pride and joy. Bye for now. Bye-bye. I worked up a little sweat up in here.